Alright, video game warriors, welcome back to our Lies of P comprehensive walkthrough series. Hopefully you're doing alright. This is episode 11. Let's get cracking. We've got to get through the Grand Exhibition. So let's head on forward. We have a riddle to do coming on up in this episode. We have a hidden NPC that we need to grab for a hidden questline. And we have a boss fight coming on up as well. We're going to puppet string this guy when we can. There we go. Yeah, the NPC is like kind of hidden, not massively hidden, but yeah, they are quite missable, so I will be pointing the NPC out as we get there. The boss can be quite tough, but we'll be doing some tactics and stuff to make it a little bit easier. Other than that, we're going to be slicing and dicing our way through. Just grab these items that are hidden around the corners here. This enemy can be a little bit rough. We probably should change our special grindstone to electric, to be totally fair. This place is mostly puppets until a little bit later. So with this enemy, if you do like so many pokes, it can interrupt them. So sometimes being quite aggressive is good against these. We'll grab these bits and bobs. We can also pop a level up. I'm not sure if I mentioned about the riddle, but we've got a riddle. I cannot remember if I just mentioned it a second ago. But yeah, we've got a riddle coming on up. And the boss, Victor, who is classed as a human type boss, I believe. We'll be using acid against Victor to make it easier. Oh yeah, there's some pretty tricky sections of this particular bit. I've just remembered them. I'm going to try and dodge through these first before this enemy joins the party here. This guy can be a bit of a pain. I don't actually think you get anything like a crazy reward for defeating these guys, in all honesty, but a lot of the time I just try to like run around and give them the old run around poke. Sometimes it's makes me a bit dizzy. Try for a charged R2, but we're going to hit the shield, I think. A couple of extra pokes. Fatal attack. That'll do. So yeah, all we got there was 900 ergo, which is all right, I suppose. It's like not the greatest reward for defeating an enemy, but if you want 900 ergo, there you go. If not, just remember that you can just run past if you want. You're not obligated to defeat that enemy if you don't want to. It's all good. So we're going to be grabbing some shortcuts and stuff. I'm probably going to use the fire here, but once again, we probably should have changed to electric. I think electric would be better. I'll grab this chest. If my memory serves, I think this is a quartz, so super important. That will make us way more powerful. Alright, so let's take out this enemy. You got to be careful with this dude because he hits very, very hard. We're going to flame on. We've also got our Fable, so we're going to pop Fable. Make sure to heal up here. Got to play it safe. This guy is kind of hitting for almost like half our health, so we have to be super, super careful. Be selective when we attack. Going to try for a charged R2. We managed to get the third attack in. Like I mentioned, I think electric would be better here, but we've just got fire, so we're just going to go for fire. Once again, if you can get your perfect parries, absolutely go for it. Sometimes easier said than done. Obviously that helps with stance breaking in. Really good time to attack is just after that punch into the floor, but just be careful of the follow up there. I'm going to heal up. We've also got electric shock, which we could do with getting that off. Let's pop on some durability. Shot put there, charged R2. I went for that so that we could break his stance. He's still got loads of health left, unfortunately, but all good. I'll try for a charged R2 in a sec. Pulse out. Charged R2 there. A couple of attacks in that sort of spin to win combo. Charged R2. A couple of pokes. I've got to be super careful here. Just about got it. Strength amulet there. That could have gone way smoother, and ideally we should use electric really to help with that fight, but we had fire at the time. All good. So what we'll do is that shortcut leads to a stargazer, so this is like a super good time to go get all the pulse cells back and stuff. Let's do that. There we go. We can pump out 2 levels, so we might as well grab some of that while we are here. So I'm going to go for a little bit of capacity and a little bit of health. There we go. Then head back. So that's that area cleared. I don't think that enemy respawns as far as my memory goes. No, he's not there, so... Yeah, those enemies are quite tough. So we're going to head back up here. There is an enemy that I don't think we really need to defeat the enemy, to be totally honest. It's one of those like charger things with the shields. It's usually better, I would say it's probably better to bait the enemy and then just move around him. You don't really need to defeat him, to be totally fair. We've also got these like throwing enemies, so I'm going to take this one out first. Just be careful of the other one. I'm not sure if it can reach us yet. No, that's fine. I'm just going to charge and take him out before he can start throwing. There we go. So we have an NPC. So this NPC is missable, so make sure to grab this this person down here. I'm not sure if there's ladders. Yes, there is. It's kind of tucked away down this section, a little bit out of the way. And you have to talk to her before the boss, or before defeating the boss, or perhaps facing the boss. But either way, just make sure to exhaust dialogue until she says, please wipe out. Yep. There we go. So yeah, just make sure to keep talking to her until she says the last line of dialogue. Then we should be good to go. Throwing cells can come in useful against this enemy. I'm not sure if we've got enough. We've only got 4. I think it takes more than 4 to sort of do a decent chunk of damage to this enemy. But yeah, throwing cells can be quite good. As you can see. So 4 throwing cells did that much damage, which is pretty decent there. Obviously you got to be careful of being pushed off. And yeah, 900 ergo there, so it's not really worth a massive amount of effort. But if you wanted to lure that enemy back, you can sort of like lure them all the way back and then go around the sides there and sort of like run behind them and just leave the enemy if you're not really interested in taking them out, because it's not really worth it, to be totally fair. Be careful of this enemy on that side. There we go. So I'm pretty sure at some point soon we get a shortcut. Just gotta be careful that we don't fall to our doom here. I think it's this way. So yeah, we'll grab these ladders and we'll bag this shortcut. There we go. So that basically just creates a bridge from like that section over to this section, which we may use. It depends on how many pulse cells we have. So like, as we play through this section, we'll keep track of how many pulse cells we're rocking. If it's looking a bit too low, we might have to backtrack We've currently got 7 at the minute, so that seems okay. So we'll just head into this section. And this is where this area kind of changes a little bit. So we go from, in a minute anyway, we go from fighting puppets to, I think it's classed as like human enemies. As you can see with that enemy, if you do keep just poking away, like it can interrupt their attacks, so they don't really get a chance to even put an attack in. So if you can do, go for it. Legion Caliber. So our stamina is a little bit low, so the only thing that will stop that tactic is stamina. So it's like, obviously I can sort of like keep poking away here, but if I've got no stamina, it kind of you know, screws the whole thing. Missed our chance to stance break there, it's all good. Just keep poking away. So Ergo Fragment. Watch out for this guy here, he likes to do a little move and then do that. So just be careful. Nothing too crazy in this section, just slice and dice as per. Puppet string on these guys can help out. Make sure to let me know in the comments how you're getting on with Lies of P, how you're finding the Grand Exhibition section of the game, what's been the toughest boss for you so far on your playthrough. Make sure to let us know in the comments. Right, so yeah, once again this section, nothing too wild. Some nice paintings on the wall there. And this is where we start encountering like the human type enemies. Yeah, I don't think there's anything around here, so let's just push on forward. We have the upcoming riddle. The answer is egg. So the answer is egg for this one. There we go. So we've got the correct answer. We don't get the Trinity key on this one straight away. We have to do a little bit of extra bits and bobs to bag it. So we shall push on forward. Give this guy the old one too. Every time they put crates like that, I always look behind them. They always seem to like have a tendency to hide like an ergo fragment or something just behind a couple of crates. So on that King of Riddles, once you've got the correct answer, you can then press this statue here and you have to turn it so they're kind of like pointing at that one's pointing at that one. Like that, you just press it a couple of times, you get your Trinity key. I'm trying to remember if there's a Trinity Sanctum back in a previous place. I think there is. Which is the Opera House one, so we probably should go back and grab that at some point soon. Before I forget about it. So yeah, with these ranged enemies, they'll shoot like 3 times, then they'll have a little bit of downtime. You can block it. Sometimes it can be a little bit rough if you get caught in the fire. It's a bit fiddly. You can just bait the 3 attacks and then go for it after that. What is this? Sharp pipe. I don't really tend to use the sharp pipes as such, but yeah, they can do pretty decent damage. Throwable item. I believe it does piercing damage. We're just going to head up these stairs. I think there's like a little tucked away item. Oh no, these enemies can be an absolute nightmare. Also, our weapon durability is looking pretty bad. So probably should have got that a little bit sooner, but we're going to go for the Fable Arts attack. Charged R2. I got to be careful here. Charged R2 again. Ideally we want them to be on fire. Charged R2 again. There we go, we managed to get it. So with those types of enemies, fire is your best friend there. The fire will do like insane damage to them, so just try and get the fire status ailment cast on them. So your Legion arm, like your fire Legion arm, would be quite useful. Don't use too many consumables because you need the consumables for the boss, for the bosses ideally. But if you are in like a super pickle and you need to use a consumable to, you know, survive, then go for it. Quite a tough enemy around this corner, and I'm pretty confident it gives us something decent, perhaps quartz or something. I think what I'm going to do for this enemy is use acid abrasive. I'm pretty sure this enemy is classed as human, so I'm going to use acid abrasive on this guy here. Some double doors there, don't worry about that for now, we'll get that a little bit later. The item tucked away here. Whip on your acid abrasive. This guy can be a little bit beastie, so just be careful. Ideally you want to see like the acid glow type thing on his body. If you see that, that's good. If you see like the green acid numbers, that's even better. Charge R2. Can hit very, very hard. I'm going to heal up. Ideally I want to try and get a charged R2, but we might be a little bit late there. We just got it. If that is the scenario, it's sometimes a little bit tricky to get the charged R2 with the rapier because it's got like a bit of a long charge on it, but you can use a shot put as well. We've got Legion caliber for that fight. Yeah, so that's that. So far so good. We've got upcoming boss. It's going to be a bit of a spicy meatball, but it's all good. Grab this shortcut here, and then we've got... Cannot remember what's in this chest. Let's have a look. Cart supply box. So that'll expand a shop at the hotel. So we probably should do a hotel revisit at some point. Just checking for any items and stuff around this section, but we'll leave the boss for just a sec. While I remember it, I think we should go and get the Trinity door. It's probably best to grab that now while it's in my memory. So yeah, other than that, I don't think there's anything too crazy around there. This leads back to the Stargazer. It's basically a shortcut because the boss is just through those doors at the end. A few things that we can grab here, so we might as well just do a little bit more slice and dice. We are out of puppet string. Broke his weapon there, so he does less damage to us. Nice. Yeah, a few like little hidden items and stuff tucked away around these sections. Just going to durability up here on our weapon, and we're just going to keep on poking. Hopefully, with the idea of like staggering this enemy out of. It's going to use Fable here because we're going to get it back in a sec anyway. At the hotel. So that's that. We've also got a little hidden. I think there's some stuff tucked away. Like that, dim ergo chunk, nice one. Any more? We do. Every time behind the crates. We got a fragment. And I think that's all. So let's go do the Trinity door while I think about it, which would be at the Opera House entrance. Let's do that. Oh, also we have that wine to hand in for the NPC as well, so we probably should do that. Also, Video Game Warriors, I have released my own video game. It's available on Steam right now. The game is called Loki the Lynx. It's got Steam achievements in there. It's got collectibles to collect. You got to rescue your friends from the dastardly Dr. Amygdala. If you want to support me and you want to support my content and you want to support my video game development, please do buy Loki Links on Steam. Tell people it's good, give it a positive review, and I really hope you enjoy it if you play it. Thank you very much if you do. So from here we're going to jump back into the Opera House. It sometimes kind of like flickers there as you enter the Opera House. I think it like loads up the area as you jump in. So we're just going to run straight to that section, drop down, whip open the door, and we'll get all the stuff in here. I think this one is a quartz, so it is quite useful. We'll grab the quartz. I'm just trying to scan my brain database for what we need to do. Quartz and converter. So we've also got the wine to hand in, so let's go do that. We've done the riddle for this section. We need to do a little bit of boss prep. We probably should also revisit the hotel. So where was the wine lady? Let's have a look. This one here. So let's go back to Rosa Isabel Street entrance. Also, Video Game Warriors, if you are enjoying these videos and stuff, then do please pop the video a like. You can also hype up videos on YouTube nowadays, so you can use like hype points or press hype this video. Please do. I would massively appreciate your support. We're just going to run through this area. Go back to the NPC, the quest giver. Just round this corner. And hand this bad boy in. The Vanini coin. Nice one. So that's that. Yeah, nothing too crazy. She's now got a drink. So, you know, good stuff. Give yourself a pat on the back there. We've given the lady her favourite drink. Excellent work. Other than that, I think it's just hotel and then boss. So let's head back to hotel. And then we'll do some boss prep, we'll buy some items and stuff. We'll use some quartz. I don't think we can get any more quartz before this boss as far as I'm aware.
The portrait hanging
portrait in Geppetto's room. Looks very much like you.
something strange. Go to Geppetto's room. You're back. It's a many of I hope
Sophia's got a lot to say apparently today, so let's just go through that, see what she says here. A little bit of a cutscene. I'm going to skip it. I've watched these cutscenes about 1 billion times, so this is we get hair
I'll use my power.
on this bit. Nice, cool. So basically that's just kind of an indicator that, you know, your humanity points are racking up, which is good. We're going to hand over this coin. So that's that. I don't think that opens any more shop items. It just gives you a quick item there. This boss we want to use acid. Very useful against this upcoming boss. You could technically use the acid arm as well if you fancied it. However, this move on the puppet string is like really cool. I absolutely love this move so much and I use it all the time. So you basically just hold down L2 and you do like a epic attack link, it's called, but it's just like a crazy. I'll show you in the training room. Once again, drop into the training room, stand still for a sec, get the Fable back. But yeah, you just hold down L2 and you just do like a crazy massive. It does insane stagger damage as well. Unless you get punched in the face, like as you're sort of coming down there, like we just did. But yeah, it's really good. Another useful thing about this move is that it puts Pinocchio up in the air, which a lot of the time is good. Sometimes it's bad. But a lot of the time it means that you like just completely avoid most of the attacks, and then you sort of like get your attack in kind of cheekily, you know, from up above. But yeah, word of warning, sometimes you can get punched while you're trying to sort of like come down and do the attack. So you can be knocked out of it. If you're not careful, you can sort of like get knocked out of it, which obviously is bad.
I know my way around.
So just be careful there. So we're going to pump up the rapier as much as it will be pumped up. So we've currently got it at +8. And we need half moonstone. We need 4 of those to get it to +9. So that is that. So we can hand in this to expand the shop, add shop goods. There we go. That's what I mean about this Souls-like being quite helpful. Like it's got like tool tips that will pop up and makes it a bit easier to understand what you should be doing with the key items and stuff. So we've expanded the shop. We're going to buy the quartz. I'll buy this. Oh, I've already got one. Yeah, I'll show you this booster in a sec. Other than that, I think that's all we really need there. Maybe buy a couple of Fable catalysts if they're a bit low, and Legion magazines if they're a bit low. But we've got a decent amount. I tend to use Fable catalysts and Legion magazines only on bosses, so that's what I would recommend doing essentially. Like I say, unless you're in a pickle, then use one if you're in a pickle. I'm not really going to buy anything from there. The only thing that we have bought is the Nameless One's amulet. We will be using that on this boss, so I need to remember to put that on. Other than that, I think we have some quartz to use. The gold coin fruit has just become full, so it's a good time to pick the gold coins as per. So you can get buffs that increases like the maximum that it can hold. The one that we have is currently a maximum of 8 gold coins. Because we've got a booster in our character's inventory, we now got access to inject booster, so we can inject it. As you can see, the time just like ticks down faster, so you just get through faster. Basically, is what that does.
Stalker.
Just gonna grab a couple of cubes from this dude. Going to leave 4 gold coins. So like I say, we need to have like 1 or 2 gold coins on our character because we have to use those in certain dialogue options. So I try not to go below 2 coins, 2 gold coins in Pinocchio's inventory. So yeah, just spam your Geppetto as per usual. If you've got any dialogue options, you know the drill by now. Spam your dialogue. Let's whip out the old P. We've got 3 quartz here, so we could activate a 3 slotter. So we've got these options. We've got increased cube uses, add belt slots, shorten fruit bearing time, perfect guard causes stiffness. I hate to burp, I think. There we go. Breaks the enemy's stance when a perfect guard is successful. Increases the number of equipable amulet slots, quite useful. Fable slots is also very useful. Grindstone uses is also very useful. So, I mean, there's a lot of super useful stuff here, but I think what I'm going to go for is the add belt slots. Because we use quite a lot of like throwables and consumables and stuff on this character, I'm going to use this. So first of all, I'm going to check survival type, so increase pulse cells 4, absolutely bag that straight away. What else we got? Fatal attack Fable charger. Not too sure about that one. Increases consumable effect duration is good. Throwing, we're going to get that one there. Increases throwing object possession limit. That's very good. So we're going to grab that because we use throwing objects quite a lot. Reduces stamina from dash. I think there's one that like auto regens Legion, which ideally I want. So what have we got here? Enhanced charge, stagger attack, enhanced Fable Arts attack. So if we have another Fable Arts attack, we want that really. Yeah, we do. So we want enhances Fable Arts attack. We'll grab that. So we've now got that, which adds belt slots and gives us more pulse cells and all that good stuff. So now we've got 9. And then we need to do a little bit of boss prep.
You don't ask me about.
For this boss, get some items.
I can't predict how you'll change.
Like I say here, this is the Golden Lie weapon, so we will be building towards that towards the end of the game. Takes a good while though, to be fair. Other than that, I think that's all there is there. So, let's head to Malum District. We'll do our shopping run as we do. We're going to pick up some acid type stuff. We've also increased the throwing items limit. So we'll be using a fair amount of throwing items on this guy. Abrasives and stuff like that. Ideally, a bit like that enemy that we fought earlier, where we put the acid on him and then we turned his like health numbers to be green. We ideally want to make this boss have acid on all the time, and ideally want his health numbers to be green as much as possible. So normal weapon here once again. I'm just going to use some ergo fragments and just buy some stuff here. So what have we got? So we're going to go for this does acid damage here, so this is what you want for acid type damage. Electric damage is kind of okay against this enemy, but I think fire is better. You do also have these that you can drop on the floor, and these are kind of like throwing items, these canisters, but you don't really like throw them very far. You kind of just like drop them. You kind of like just drop them at your feet instead of like throwing them like across the arena. So they can sometimes be useful. I don't tend to use a lot of them now. Yeah, I'm going to grab this normal weapon here just for good measure, just to collect it, I suppose. But other than that, yeah, we've got like 7 throwables. Yeah, maybe a couple of shot puts could come in handy here. So if we just set up our character for this fight, we're going to take away the carcass thing. We don't really need that. So we don't really need Hunter's Amulet for a boss either. So we'll put Nameless ones on. That's going to take us just slightly heavy there, unfortunately. Should be okay, I think, for this boss. And then what's the other one that I was going to use? So this is got Puppet Destroyer's technique, Strength, Hunters. I think I might just go for Carriers, to be totally fair, for the carry weight. Because, yeah, other than that, like the Patience Amulet is super important. Nameless one can help out because it just gives us free pulse cells. I guess I'll just put Carriers on for the carry weight at this point. And then for the liner, you're going to want Strike, because I'm pretty sure this guy does strike damage. I could be wrong. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I does strike. And then, I don't know what type of build-up that he does. I think it might be... I'm going to pop this one on, because it's got like blue on all the numbers. The shock cartridge. Although I don't think he does shock, it might be decay, I think. This is decay resistance here. Then we've got like the heaviest like physical defense on, so we're just going to go for that. And yeah, we've got like extra belt slots here, so in terms of prepping, you probably want to like pop the extra ones on. So we'll use a fair amount of throwables on this guy. So we're going to put I think in my brain I normally have electric first. No, I don't. Fire, electric, acid. Yeah, let's do that. For some reason, like I've got like in my brain, I think it might be electric, fire, acid, but it doesn't really matter anyway. So we'll put acid on there. I don't think we'll really need any more abrasives than 3, to be totally honest. So we'll go for a shot put. And we'll go for perhaps cluster grenades are quite good as well. Or sharp pipes. Just throwing stuff essentially. In fact, we'll go for saw blade, why not? So that should do. We've also got the cube as well, so don't forget we're basically going to be using like everything that we can on this boss. So that should do for this boss. Let's head on in for it. Like I said before, make sure to drop into the training area and stand still for a sec because you want all your fable bars at the ready for this boss. Let's jump in. And then we have a lie afterwards as well, so I need to check my notes for the lie. I think it's... yeah, I think the answer is monsters for the lie, but we'll come to that in just a sec. Yeah, the lie for this after the boss is monsters, is the answer. Cool, so yeah, we should be good to go. We'll just run straight up to it and let's jump into it. Make sure that you talk to the NPC Belle that I pointed out a little bit earlier. Super important to talk to Belle. Don't forget you can change the difficulty as well. Like I mentioned before, you can change difficulty, drop it down if you're struggling. You can also grind ergo, just grind enemies for half an hour and, you know, get some levels up and then go back to it. But yeah, no downside to dropping the difficulty, and you can summon your spectres and stuff in there as well. But yeah, other than that, let's jump into the Victor battle, video game warriors. Wish me luck. I'm going to go ahead and skip the cutscenes as per usual and jump into the action. We're going to dodge, we're going to whip on the acid straight away, and ideally we want to use Fable. He packs quite a punch, try for the charged R2. Back up. You see how the Nameless One's amulet is coming in super useful here. Because we've healed like 2 times and it's not even used one yet. I'm trying to get a stance break on him, but he's not really wanting to play ball here. So I think what we'll do is we'll use a few flame throwables to get his health burning. Gonna dodge through that. Blocking and guard regain, charged R2, hopefully break the stance. So this is the phase change. We'll use the health regen cube here straight away, if he's not charging at us, which he is. So use the cube. And then just use all your consumables and stuff at this point. So I'm going to use saw blades. Get those doing some damage. Careful of your health. We didn't get a cure there. Now we're going to go for shot puts. We're going to go for fire. Let's not cast it on him, that's fine. We're going to go for acid. And hopefully we can apply that acid to him. Careful, I think he charges 3 times for this one. Just be careful. We're going to pulse cell up, then we're going to acid on our weapon. Fable catalysts a few times. Fable catalyst again. Go for the Fable attack when it's safe to do so, which is now. Nice. Couple of pokes. And there we go. That is Victor. Like I say, much easier using the consumables and the items. You need to be careful to choose the lie here correctly. So I need to spam, but not too much. The lie is monsters. There we go. So choose the lie of monsters on this conversation option, this lie option. Lies of P. We've got the Saintess key. Get the Stargazer. We'll use that. We'll go use that key as well. So let's head and grab that. Video Game Warriors. This is future Azzavhar here, dropping in to let you know that the boss that we've just defeated, we're going to be trading that boss's ergo for a special boss weapon at the boss weapons NPC. So this weapon is called the Frozen Feast. It looks like that. We're going to be grabbing that at the boss weapons NPC. Just wanted to let you know that. So from this Stargazer we are going to go back to this one here. Grand Exhibition. In fact, wait. No, we're not. I think it's probably faster to just to run back from where we are. So let's do that. But yeah, if you've got any questions and stuff about Victor, then please feel free to ask in the comments. Like you can see, it's much easier by using the consumables. Obviously the only downside to using consumables is that they cost ergo, which might mean that like you might have to grind some enemies. What I'd recommend doing is if it's like the first time fighting Victor, definitely don't use your consumables. This applies to every boss, by the way, not just Victor. We can open this door now around here. If it's your first time fighting a boss and you've got loads of consumables, don't use all your consumables on like the first 5 to 10 attempts of the boss. Like just go in like 5 to 10 times, just learning all the stuff and just getting used to the attacks a little bit. Then after you've tried it like 10 times and you feel a bit more comfortable, then use your consumables, because you know then you've got more of a chance of like actually getting through the boss and like not using all your consumables and like wasting consumables, if that makes sense. So yeah, we've got the Saintess statue here. We also got a gesture, which I think was respect or something like that, and a Stargazer. So I think they actually updated Lies of P in terms of like recalibrating your character, using the gold coins and stuff. We get some extra conversation options here, so you can spam through those as per. So press that one, nice one. So that is that. I think in the original Lies of P you could only recalibrate your character at this statue here. I could be wrong, but it looks like they've updated it so you can actually recalibrate your character at the gold coin tree. I guess that's just like, you know, quality of life fix, or a quality of life update, I suppose, with patches of the game and stuff. Because if you look here, the options that we get are like reset level, reset P organ, and it costs gold coin fruit, 4 gold coin fruit. So it costs exactly the same as it costs at the gold tree. You know, you can reset your quartz, you can get all of your quartz back. Like we could get 16 quartz back if we wanted to, and then just reapply them. So you can just do exactly the same thing that you do here at the gold coin tree. So, well, let me know in the comments if you did play the original. Let me know if it was different in the original version. I actually did play the original. It's just that when I played the original, it was like quite a long time ago. So it was when it first came out. I live streamed it as like a first time live let's play, but I don't really have loads of memory of how it was at the time. But either way, I think what we shall do here, Video Game Warriors, is wrap up this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Pop the video a like if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next episode.